Live from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center here on the campus of the College of Staten Island, it is women's basketball here as the CSI Dolphins get ready to take on the John Jay Bloodhounds. Welcome aboard, folks. Michael Cohen and Mike Bybuski bringing you all the action of tonight's doubleheader. We'll kick it off with the women's game, and then we'll go later on into the men's game. And two very big games here in the Kodiak as we begin Kodiak play this season in 2016-17. Mike, are you excited for some regular season conference basketball?
Yeah, you know, it's finally an opportunity for the women to get their feet wet in conference play. They've played 4 games thus far this year. All 4 of those games taking place on Staten Island, 3 of them at home. The first game against Wagner, in which the Dolphins lost a heartbreaker 62-60, a game they were leading going into the last minute of play before ultimately dropping that game. Then, Mike, they played 2 very strong games against Western New England and St. Joe's Brooklyn, really dominating both of those games, really pretty much throughout the game. But it was, of course, a different story here on Saturday afternoon. You and I were here on Thanksgiving Day weekend, and NYU started out. They hit 3 of their first 3 3-pointers, jumped out to a 9-0 lead, really shot effectively that whole game, never trailed, and really were able to take care of the Dolphins in that game.
Yeah, they were winning by a score of 84-69. NYU shot 54% from the floor, 85% from the free-throw line in that game. Really, there wasn't much that NYU did wrong, not much at all. For the Dolphins, it was a really weird start because, remember, early on in that game, Angelique Price and Rosa Perone both had 2 early fouls. We talked about some of the ticky-tack calls in that game that day. And without their presence on the floor, they were certainly missed because coming back in the second half, Angelique Price put up 11 points.
Yeah, Mike, it was one of those games that it was kind of worst-case scenario from the start for the Dolphins. NYU came into the game, a lot bigger than the Dolphins, a lot more experience, but only shooting 22% from the three-point line. It was a very different story against CSI last Saturday afternoon. They hit 8 of 13 from the three-point line in the first half, just 2 of 6 in the second half, but shot 53% from the three-point line. And, with the size differential that NYU had, Mike, if they were going to be able to hit their outside shots as well, it was going to make things really difficult for the Dolphins. And that's exactly what the story was. And then you look at the rebounding total. Dolphins out-rebounded 30-16 in that game. So you combine the outside play of the Violets with the inside play, and it spelled trouble for the Dolphins, and you saw that in the final score.
Tonight, though, the Dolphins will turn the page, and they will, as we said, begin their conference play tonight against John Jay. John Jay coming in at 0-4 on the regular season schedule, and they've had a tough season so far. They have gotten blown out in a number of instances, got blown out by Manhattanville and Ramapo College and Rutgers Camden. They did play a fairly close game against St. Joe's of Brooklyn, but they have really struggled so far this year. They're a young team. They have 6 underclassmen, 5 of whom are freshmen, and they come in kind of undersized. So we've seen CSI play some really tall teams to start this year. They're playing a team that's undersized this time in John Jay.
Yeah, Mike, the Bloodhounds have played 4 non-conference games and, have really struggled in them. They have played some fairly good competition, but the only game that they've kept within double-digit score was the game against St. Joe's Brooklyn, and they did drop that one by 7 points. So, they're being outscored by nearly 30 points a game. They're doing fairly well rebounding the basketball, but they shoot just 30% from the field, just 13% from the three-point line, and just 53% with their free throws. So, of course, all 3 of those numbers spell trouble. They're averaging almost 25 turnovers a game. So if the Bloodhounds are going to remain competitive here tonight, they're going to have to improve on a lot of those statistics.
Yeah, they've turned the ball over 99 times so far this regular season, has John Jay. Now let's talk about some of the individual players. Start with the home team and the Dolphins first. Samantha Flecker obviously stands out, shooting at 36% so far this year from the floor, 66% from the free throw line. She also has 27 boards and leads the team in points with 66. What kind of night can we expect from her? And also from Christina Passaturo, who's looking to get over 300 in shooting tonight as well.
Yeah, Mike, if we go back and we look at that NYU game, the Dolphins were able to score 69 points in that game, but 37 of those points came in the second half, and 23 of them came in the fourth quarter after the issue was pretty much already decided. But, Samantha Flecker in that game just finished with 16 points on just 6 of 17 shooting. You know, she led the Dolphins in points in that game. Victoria Cray finished with 14, Passatoro with 13, Price with 11. So the Dolphins did finish actually with 5 players in double figures in that game, and I suspect that all 5 of those Dolphins will find the going a little bit easier against this Bloodhound defense here tonight.
And let's keep in mind, we have a chance to see some history tonight as well. Christina Passatoro needs just 5 points to hit 1,000 points in her career, which would make her the 19th player in CSI history to achieve such a mark. So we're looking forward to seeing that get accomplished here today. On the flip side for John Jay, they are led by Cassandra Taylor. Taylor, who is a senior guard for this ball club, and she has really been their best shooter. She's been their best rebounder. She's hitting at 80% from the free throw line, hitting at 31% from the field. And while considering the troubles this team has had from long distance, she's hitting at 21%, which is right now leading the team. So she has been their most consistent player for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, you know, Mike, the Bloodhounds coming in averaging just over 46 points a game. So Taylor at 15 points a game is essentially scoring 33% of this team's points here through the first 4 games. So, you know, she certainly is the player that the Dolphins are going to want to keep an eye on here this afternoon. And, you know, if you're John Jay, again, you want to come out here tonight and see how you could face a fairly tough conference opponent in the CSI Dolphins, as the Dolphins look to come out here and get their home conference schedule underway with a win.
And that they are. And, of course, the Dolphins in the midst of now their conference schedule. After today, they'll play York College and CCNY, then Lehman. So you got a lot of conference opponents coming up here for the Dolphins on the schedule, and this, of course, a big one. You want to start off 1-0 and get that started on the right foot. And really, you take a look at the schedule here, Mike, throughout the conference. Everybody beginning conference play here tonight. You have Hunter taking on Brooklyn, John Jay, of course, here against Staten Island, Baruch against York, and the City College of New York is going to take on Lehman tonight as well.
Yeah, you know, Mike, as we take a look at those games around the conference, that Hunter-Brooklyn game should be a good one. And, you know, we've been talking to Alex Lang a little bit, seeing him at Brooklyn College during some of the soccer games. And, you know, I know he feels good about his team. Always a couple of questions, but, you know, this Brooklyn College team is always a very strong team. Lehman, of course, the defending CUNYAC championships, will be at home against CCNY here tonight. And, you know, Baruch College, the team that won so many consecutive CUNYAC championships in a row before really falling off of the conference table last year, looking to bounce back. And, you know, they've been struggling early in non-conference play as well. So, you know, it should be an interesting year. You know, these years from year to year, Mike, they're always completely different. And, you know, in basketball, 1 or 2 players can make so much of a difference on these teams that it's always interesting to get the conference underway and then really get a feel for where all these teams are.
And like we said at the top of the show here today, this is one of 2 games tonight. We will have the men's game that between CSI and John Jay a little later on, probably around 7:45 or so. We'll have that game for you. So sit back, relax, get a nice coffee, if you will, on this very cold, rainy evening, and enjoy some basketball here with us. Before we take a quick break here, Mike, what are your keys to success?
Well, you know, again, the Dolphins really coming in as a very solid favorite here tonight. And, you know, when you're coming in that way, Mike, and you're playing a young team and a struggling team, you really want to get off to a good start. You don't want to give this team the feeling, hey, we can hang out with these teams. We can play even with them. So if you're the Dolphins, you like to come out here in this first quarter strong and, you know, establish your presence both inside and out and really try to build up a big early lead. For the Bloodhounds, of course, Mike, it's going to be just the opposite. You're going to want to keep this as low-scoring a game as possible. You're coming in, you're averaging just under 46 points a game or just over. So you're going to want to keep this a low-scoring game. You're going to want to keep the pace down. You're going to want to keep it close and try to build some confidence in your players. So, you know, it's really a tale of a young, up-and-coming team and a CSI Dolphin team that really is looking to emerge in the CUNYAC Conference this year and try to make their way back into the CUNYAC Finals for the first time in quite a while.
I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a lot of fun here tonight, Mike. So it's the Dolphins and the Bloodhounds. It is yours. It's next right here On your home for everything CSI Dolphins, CSIDolphins.com, CSI Sportsnet. We're back right after this. And we are back here, folks, on the home for everything CSI Dolphins, CSISportsnet.com. Welcome aboard as we get you ready for this matchup between the Bloodhounds of John Jay and the Dolphins of the College of Staten Island right here at the Sports and Recreation Center on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Again, Mike Cohn and Mike Babuski bringing you all the action, and with the starting lineups of tonight's action, I'll turn it over to Mike Babuski.
Thanks a lot there, Mike. First for the visiting Bloodhounds, it'll be number 3, senior Claire Prince. The remainder of the starting lineups for the Bloodhounds, number 11, Shalila Ruiz. Number 15, Cassandra Taylor. We mentioned Taylor, the leading scorer and rebounder for the Bloodhounds. Number 21, Dana Nicholson. And number 34, Karen Rosario. For the College of Staten Island, no real surprises in the starting lineup tonight. It'll be number 2, Christina Pasatoro. Pasatoro, as Mike mentioned in the pregame show, 5 points away from 1,000. Remainder of the starting lineup for the Dolphins, number 10, Angelique Price. Number 11, Nahada Bracic, making her way into the starting lineup for the first time here tonight. Number 14, Victoria Cray. And number 31, Samantha Flecker. So, Mike, for the Dolphins here tonight, Rosa Perot goes to the bench, and Nahada Bracic goes into the starting lineup.
A very interesting decision there by Tim Shanahan. You wonder what happened Saturday with the couple of early fouls may have played a role. And look, Bracic has certainly earned the playing time. She's been shooting very well in the playing time that she has gotten, hitting around 40%. So we'll see how she does here today. We'll see how these Dolphins do today. And, Mike, I think key for the Dolphins is to jump out early and to stay out in front of this game and try to – we've seen the Dolphins when they played very well, and they try to do this even on Saturday, is to use their physical presence on the floor against teams. And I think against John Jay they should be able to do that tonight. We'll see how it works here in this ball game.
Yeah, you got to think, Mike, that the Dolphins coming in really is a solid favorite here tonight. As you mentioned, really want to get off to a good start. And, they've been a team that has played well this year. Like we mentioned, 2-2 in non-conference play coming into this game, including a 2-point loss to a Division I club. So Dolphins have to feel pretty good about the way their preseason non-conference schedule went. And, I think that they're going to come out tonight with a big effort here against the Bloodhounds.
So we're about to ready for tip-off here, folks, at the Sports and Recreation Center. John Jay wearing their navy jerseys and shorts with white and powder blue piping down the side of the jersey. John Jay in the front of the jersey in white. Numerals on the front and the back of the jersey in white. CSI in their white jerseys and shorts. The black and powder blue piping down the sides. Powder blue numerals and the word Dolphins on the front and back of the jerseys. So we are ready to go as Samantha Flecker ready to tip it off. And it'll go possession arrow towards John Jay as they will get the early tip, as it will be Shalea Ruiz who will start things off. Hands it off now to Claire Prince. Dishes it out back towards the top of the key and Dana Nicholson. They go now inside. Back to the veteran in Claire Prince. And she tries to go upstairs but draws the early turnover. And as a result, CSI will get the ball back past Saturo. Going over to Victoria Cray. Cray working inside, trying to avoid the turnover. Back to Passaturo. Now back to Price. Three-point shot hits the rim and down back into the hands. And a rebound for the Bloodhounds. And it'll be Ruiz who brings it down. And going inside right now is Ruiz. Kicks it back outside.
So, Mike, the Dolphins get their second turnover in a row, playing good defense here against John Jay in the early going.
Right now, Cray working the top of the key, goes back to Passaturo, now goes back to Cray. Working against Prince. Cray once again gets possession of it, tries to work inside, gets the ball tipped around, and CSI comes up with it regardless. Back out to Price, and she'll hit the three-pointer.
So Price takes 2 3-pointers, hits a second, and the Dolphins take a 3-0 lead.
3-0 Dolphins, they have the lead. Ruiz back over to Nicholson. Nicholson working up against Cray. Ruiz now against Passaturo, looking for the open man. Works to her right, now cross inside, puts it up, shot no good. Rebound this time by Cassandra Taylor. Puts it up and in for two, and Taylor, who leads this team in points, has been their best shooter for the Bloodhounds, gets the first points of the day for John Jay. And another three-pointer this time for Angelique Price. She continues to stay hot from long distance.
Yeah, she's 2 or 3 from the three-point line, has all 6 points for the Dolphins.
6-2 Dolphins in front. About 2 minutes into this opening quarter. And spinning inside and outside of containment was Ruiz. She did get through, but ends up having to pass it off this time to Prince. And there is going to be a rebound here by the Dolphins as it gets rattled around. Passaturo dishes it out to Flecker. Wide open in the corner. The shot off the top of the rim. No good. CSI the rebound. Low battle here with Cray. They're able to avoid the jump ball. Passaturo now comes up with it.
You know, Mike, the Dolphins haven't done a good job rebounding the ball defensively. That's something they need to improve on.
Yeah, another three-point shot this time by Passaturo, no good. And it will be John Jay. And Ruiz once again with another rebound here. She's been very active on the board so far in this game. 6-4 now is our score. CSI out in front. Ruiz tries to hand it off towards Price, but it gets knocked away initially by Price. Prince does recover. As we were checking our visuals, looks like it is on. I don't know. As going back over to Prince, top of the key, now works inside, puts it up, foul called.
And, you know, Mike, here in the early going, it's really been the Bloodhounds doing a very good job on the inside. They've been able to drive the ball to the basket pretty effectively and rebound the basketball. And I think head coach Tim Shanahan has seen enough here, and he wants to have a talk with his team because the Dolphins have really allowed John Jay to establish themselves inside here in the early going.
So we'll take a very short break here. 6-4, Dolphins in front. All right, so we're back here, folks, on the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. 6-4 Dolphins in front, 7:01 to go here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, you know, Mike, we mentioned before John Jay really being able to take the ball to the basket almost at will, and also out-rebounding the Dolphins 5-2 here in the early going.
So Claire Prince will shoot free throws here for John Jay. And the first shot bounces off the top of the rim and then back in. Prince on the season this year is 7 out of 20, 35% from the free throw line. Takes her second shot, and that will miss. 1 out of 2. And John Jay tried to rebound it, but looks like stepping on the out-of-bounds line was Rosario, so we'll go back towards the Dolphins.
Yeah,
1-point game now.
Sorry, Mike. Bloodhound's doing a good job. 1-point game, 3 minutes in.
Cray will start things off here for the Dolphins at the point. She hands it off, this time back towards Flecker. Flecker back to Cray. Cray goes now outside to Price. Takes the shot off the rim, bouncing around now into the hands of the Bloodhounds and Cassandra Taylor. Dishes it outside now to Ruiz. Ruiz working inside against Pasaturo. Goes back to Rosario. Now top of the key. Here to Taylor. Works away inside. Puts it up off the rim. Tipped around. Picked up by the Dolphins. CSI avoids falling behind. Flecker now going back to inside. And they eventually work inside to Price. And be turned over back to John Jay. And it will be Ruiz who comes up with it. Ruiz now working up against Cray. And that is Brocic, who at one point had the pass inside there for CSI earlier. Rosario working against Brocic right now. Has that one tip off of Brocic's hands. And a battle for the ball. Pasaturo comes up with it. Dishes it off to Cray. Dolphins have numbers. Back to Price. Upstairs, and she gets fouled. That's a very good foul. That's a good foul draw there for the Dolphins there, Mike.
Yeah, you know, it was a nice play that time. They were able to get the ball to the basket, and Angelique Price, who has all 6 points already for the Dolphins, Mike, will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Price will take her free throw shots. She's had 6 points so far today. And this is the first 0 for 1.
Yeah, and Angelique coming into the game, one of the better Dolphin shooters. She was 11 for 15, 73%.
Angelique 2 out of 4 so far today in shots from the field. 2 of those were three-pointers. Second free throw is in. 1 for 2 from the line, and it's now 7-5 Dolphins as John Jay will start it off, and a charge is called. Defensive charge on the Dolphins.
Yeah, Cray's going to get called for the block there, Mike. That's going to be the third team foul on the Dolphins here with 5:51 remaining. So Dolphins getting themselves in a little bit of foul trouble here early in the first quarter.
Dana Nicholson checks in here for John Jay. She hands it off now to Ruiz to start things off. Ruiz working here against Cray. 5:40 to go here in this opening quarter. John Jay working inside. This time it was to Nawaji, and that is the first time we've got a chance to say Uju Nawaji's name here today.
Yeah, and Nawaji picks up the turnover. That's going to be the 4th turnover for the Bloodhounds Dolphin ball.
Flecker dishes it across, this time to Brocic. 3-point shot, and it's in. We'll see if her foot was on the line, though, Mike. We'll say it's a 3 initially, but it is 10-5.
Yeah, so we'll see how it ultimately gets ruled. But Brocic hits her first shot of the game, and the Dolphins open up a 5-point lead.
10-5 Dolphins. Ruiz working inside, takes the jump shot, and it's going to bounce off the rim. Rebound by Flecker. Flecker now going back to her right. Going coast to coast for the dish, and it's now 12-5 Dolphins.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move that time as Nawaji tried to step in front of her. Flecker just went around her and laid it up and in.
Nicholson now double teamed here by Pasaturo, and Cray has to hurry and get rid of it. But a traveling violation call for the dribble on John Jay, and Dolphins will get possession.
Yeah, the 5th John Jay turnover, Mike, in less than 5 minutes as the Dolphins have already opened up their biggest lead of the game. It was 7 points, and, you know, the way the Dolphins were struggling early, Mike, to be up 7 already could smell trouble for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, it certainly could. Cray going to Flecker, now to Price in the corner. Price working back inside the Brocic, now back out to Pasaturo. Pasaturo looks inside. Cray works inside, gets hit hard, no foul called. As John Jay gets possession here, Ruiz bringing it back to the left, left.
That was Cassandra Taylor with the block, Mike.
Big-time block by Taylor, who now works inside, but a travel is called again And another turnover here by John Jay.
Yeah, and that's 3 in a row, Mike, for the Bloodhounds. And if they want to have any chance of competing in this game, they got to stop the turnovers right now.
Dolphins have scored 7 points off turnovers here today.
Yeah, now it looks like we're going to have a foul away from the ball. And that's going to be on the Bloodhounds, as I believe that's going to be on Prince, and that's going to be her second. That's a big foul, Mike.
And it's a big-time foul. Nicholson also checks back in for John Jay. And another foul. This time should be obvious on John Jay for the blocking foul. A little bit too aggressive there on Ruiz's part.
Yeah, and that time it'll be Ruiz getting called for the foul. So 3 fouls apiece. With 4:20 left in the first quarter, the Dolphins will inbound from the side court.
And we'll be past Saturo from the side court. Dishes it off to Cray in the corner. Back over to Brachich, then past Saturo. Skips off the hand of Brachich, now back to Cray. Now they go cross court, this time to Price inside on the corner here to Flecker with the jumper. Bounces out and then back in for the points for the Dolphins, 14-5.
Nice shooter's touch that time by
Samantha Flecker.
By Flecker for the basket. She has 4, Mike.
And Dana Nicholson will inbound here. Going to Ruiz. Ruiz now working against Pasaturo, trying to set up the offense here for the Bloodhounds as they're down 9. Dolphins have had a nice run here.
Critical moment in the game here for the Bloodhounds, Mike.
And they will turn it over again as it bounces off the hands, now into the hands of Price, going all the way to the hoop. Puts it up, and it's going to bounce in and out. And a rebound here for John Jay and for Ruiz, but time is called. As let's just take a little chance here to talk about things, Mike. What are your thoughts here as the Dolphins have jumped out to this 14-5
Well,
lead?
you know, Mike, the Dolphins started out a little slow other than Angelique Price hitting a couple of three-pointers and took a 6-5 lead. But since that time, the Dolphins have gone on an 8-0 run over the last few minutes, and John Jay is really struggling with the turnovers. They've committed 7 turnovers already. So the Dolphins have opened up their lead to the biggest of the game so far at 9 points. And, you know, if you're the Bloodhounds, you really need to stop the bleeding. You did some nice things early in the game. You were able to get to the basket. You were able to rebound the ball offensively. But, Mike, if you can't turn off the turnovers with the way that you're struggling to score, there is just no way that they can remain competitive over 40 minutes in this game.
And the Dolphins have cashed in on those turnovers. They've scored 9 points off of turnovers to none by John Jay. And Dolphins shooting well, 42% so far from the floor compared to 29% for John Jay so far. So we will resume here after the quick timeout by John Jay. And it will be Dana Nicholson to inbound, guarded here by Samantha Flecker. Has to hurry up, and that'll be a great job by Craig getting in there trying to make a play defensively, but I believe she was the last to touch it, and it will remain John Jay ball.
Yeah, nice play by Cray. It was close, but she was ruled to touch it last.
So once again, Nicholson will inbound, this time from the side. Has to hurry up, and she'll inbound it quickly to Caitlin Kohler. Now it's going to be Ruiz back to Kohler, now back out to Taylor. Taylor was in three-point territory, now has to come back in. But a foul is called. I believe it will be an offensive charge on Taylor, and it will be, and it'll go back the other way.
Boy, I thought Victoria might have been a little fortunate on that one, Mike. I wasn't sure she got there in time, but the official disagreed, so it'll be another turnover for the Bloodhounds.
So Dolphins looking to cash in again, and another mistake by the Bloodhounds. 3:16 to go and counting. Inside of Brachich, tries to take the jump shot. It's no good. Bounces into the hands of Taylor. Taylor did a nice job. She may have gotten her finger on that ball, too. Working inside, tries to make her way to the hoop, but will draw a foul. And again, it'll be another offensive foul on Taylor.
Yeah, I think, Mike, they're just going to rule that Taylor lost possession of the basketball and fell to the floor, so it's just going to be yet another turnover for the Bloodhounds, and I believe that's going to be their 9th of this first quarter. You know, we mentioned, Mike, they were coming in averaging just under 25 a game, already 9 here in 7 minutes.
Jacqueline Callie now in for the Dolphins, goes to Pasaturo. Back out to Flecker. Misses the shot, tries to rebound her own miss, does. Kicks it back out to Price. 3-point shot and in. Oh, my. Angelique Price is on fire tonight.
Yeah,
3 out of 4.
Sorry, Mike. She came in the second leading scorer for the Dolphins, averaging just over 14. She's already got 10.
3 out of 4 from three-point land and 3 of 6 shooting overall. Ruiz trying to work her way inside. Now gets blocked by 3 Dolphin players. It's taken away this time by Cray. Dolphins quickly going down the court. They have numbers inside of Price, and that will be more points for CSI. 12 now for Price and an assist to Cray. 19-5 Dolphins with 2:14 to go in the opening quarter. Shayla Ruiz, senior point guard, trying to get this offense going. Goes out to Taylor on the outside. Back over to Ruiz. Taylor working up against Flecker right now. And Taylor's had her issues with turnovers and also fouls so far in this opening quarter. Back out to Ruiz. Kind of an awkward shot. It misses as it hits the back of the glass. And it'll be a turnover going the other way again.
Yeah, that's going to be Kohler drawing the offensive foul as the freshman went over the back. And, you know, Mike, it's been over 5 minutes since the Bloodhounds have scored. Their last point came on a free throw with 7 minutes remaining here in the first half, and first quarter, I should say, which made it a 6-5 game. Since then, the Dolphins are in the middle of a 13-0 run, and they're going to look to continue it as Victoria Cray will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
And Dolphins in the bonus now after the 5 fouls here by John Jay. And Victoria nails the first one. It's now 20-5, so make that a 14-0 run. Victoria was hitting at 50% from the free throw line. 6 out of 12 coming into today. And the second shot will bounce in and out. Rebound by Flecker. Nice job by the Dolphins.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, we mentioned when Coach Shanahan called the timeout at 6-5, the Dolphins weren't playing well. Well, whatever Coach Shanahan said worked. They're in the middle of a 14-0 run.
1:30 to go. Callie going back outside. This time to Flecker. They kick it across. Now to Pastora back inside of Callie. She'll work up against Rosario inside. But nothing doing for the Dolphins as they'll turn her back over as John Jay will get possession here.
Yeah, that time Callie bounced off Rosario and got called for the travel.
Kohler trying to get rid of it and has it picked off. This time by Cray. She's been very active defensively in this game so far. Craig kicks it back out to Mbessi. Mbessi going now over to Flecker at the top. Now to Pastoro outside. Shot no good. And Cray battling with Kohler initially for the rebound, but it ends up in the hands of the John Jay Bloodhounds. Going to be Ruiz this time. Trying to get her way towards CSI territory. Does. And has this one stolen again. Another steal for Cray. This time she has numbers. She's going to the hoop. Now she dishes it off. This time inside, I believe it was to Pasatoro, and it was, and that's 2 more for the Dolphins.
So Pasatoro now 3 points away from 1,000, Mike, as the Dolphins' dominance continues.
22-5, CSI in front with 33 seconds to go. The 3-point shot, no good. Rebound by CSI, but a foul called. And it will be a foul going the other way. It'll be back towards John Jay.
Yeah, it's going to be a loose ball foul on the Bloodhounds, and with the Bloodhounds over the foul limit, that's going to be free throws now for the Dolphins, as it will be Jackie Callie to go through the free throw line to shoot 2. Dolphins now in the middle of a 16-0 run.
Callie hits the first one. She is 4 of 8 from the free throw line. They now make that 5 out of 9 on the season. 23-5 now, the Dolphins in front, and again, we've talked about the points off of turnovers. Now 16-0 in favor of the Dolphins in that department.
Yeah, Dave, Mike, it's impossible to compete with 12 turnovers in a quarter.
Second shot, no good. Rebound here by Rosario. And dishes it off this time to Ruiz. And Ruiz trying to get this John Jay offense moving quickly down court. Guarded heavily this time by 2 Dolphins. Kicks it back over to Rosario, now to Nicholson. Now back towards Ruiz for the long jump shot. It's going to be no good. Going to bounce around, picked up by the Dolphins on a rebound. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Pasaturo kicks it out. Flecker, the 3-point shot with time expiring, and it's going to hit the rim and no good.
Yeah, you know, Mike, that could have really been almost a final nail here early in the game, but, you know, you got to be very excited if you're a CSI Dolphin fan. You're in the middle now of a 17-0 run. The Bloodhounds have not scored in over 7 minutes, and you're leading 23-5.
23-5, Dolphins in front after 1 quarter. We're back after this on your home for everything CSI Dolphins. CSIDolphins.com, CSI Sportsnet. We're back after. And we are back, folks, right here from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center on the campus of College of Staten Island. Dolphins in front of John Jay, 23-5 in women's basketball. Some stats that stand out here for you, Mike. So far, the Dolphins hitting at 42% from the floor, 50% from three-point land. And it's been Angelique Price who's been leading the way with 4 out of 7 shooting and 12 points. Samantha Flecker's added 4 points as well. Your thoughts so far?
Yeah, Mike, the Dolphins started out with Angelique Price hitting a couple of three-point shots. The Bloodhounds were able to work the ball inside and get a few offensive rebounds and cut it down to 6-5. And then head coach Tim Shanahan called the timeout, and Prince drew her second foul, having to come out of the game as the Dolphins had another 3 points here. And the Dolphins have done a really good job of just basically taking over this game, and the Bloodhounds start the second quarter the way they finished the first.
Well, as LeBron James says, we are witnesses, and we are just witnesses to history right there as Christina Passatero just nailed a three-pointer. That gives her now 5 points, and that makes her now the 19th player in CSI history to hit 1,000 points in her career. Congratulations to Christina Passatero.
And, of course, Mike Passatero only in her her junior year, so still another almost 2 full seasons to go.
And Passatero going for another one, trying to get to 1,003 points, but she just misses it. As it'll bounce around, it'll go the other way back to John Jay, but it's 26-5 in favor of the Dolphins, and Christina's had such a great career here over her now 2+ seasons.
Mike, she really has. As Passatero now over on the bench getting hugs from her teammates, and she's a player that came in as such an effective scorer. Last year had to move to point guard and really sacrifice some of her scoring ability. Still has 1,000 points in just over 2 seasons. So congratulations to Passatero.
And Prince finally gets a bucket there for the Bloodhounds, their first points in quite some time since there were 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's 29-7 now, Dolphins in front. Prince now working back inside to Rosario, going outside this time to Kohler. The three-point shot, no good. Rebound by Flecker. Dolphins now going back the other way in transition. Quickly in transition, Flecker going upstairs, puts it up, and draws the foul, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, and it's been such a struggle here for the Bloodhounds, Mike. Just 3 baskets here through almost 12 minutes of play. So Dolphins comfortably in front of this one, and should have an opportunity for head coach Shanahan really to play any combination of players he wants here throughout the remainder of the game.
And this will be a great opportunity for some of the younger players who may have not had an opportunity in the first 4 games to get an opportunity to play this evening. Flecker with the shot on the free throw, and she'll nail the first one.
Yeah, and Mike, we look out onto the floor, and the only starter remaining out on the floor is Samantha Flecker, and she's at the free throw line. So, as you mentioned, a good opportunity here for a lot of these players to get some significant playing time here tonight.
And a second shot, no good, picked up by Taylor on the rebound. 29-7 Dolphins with 8:26 to go in this first half. Taylor back over to Prince inside of Rosario. No travel calls. Very fortunate for John Jay. Back out to Prince. She works inside. Kicks it back outside to Nicholas, and the three-point shot is way off. And that will go out of bounds, and it should go the way of the Dolphins, and it will. 29-7 Dolphins in front as they will inbound. And Nicole and Bessie will do the honors. Melina DeMontro now... She was checked in about a minute ago, and she had her hands on the basketball there, bringing it down court here to Perrone, who also checks in. Back out to Callie. Now back to DeMontro. Now going inside of Perrone. Takes the jump shot, and it'll bounce off the rim. Rebound here by Karen Rosario. Back out to Cassandra Taylor.
Mike, we have a little bit of time to talk since the Dolphins are playing so well here tonight. But if the Dolphins are going to do damage in the CUNYAC Conference, they are going to need production from their biggest player in Rosa Perrone.
Absolutely.
And, you look at Rosa and you see the size and you see the ability for her to hit shots and go inside and outside and move the basketball around. But if the Dolphins are going to be successful against a Hunter College and against a Brooklyn College, they're going to really need production from Rosa Perrone.
You're absolutely right about that, and they really missed having her inside presence on Saturday against NYU. And they really could have used her size and also her ability to make plays defensively in that ball game, and she'll be huge in this Kuniak season for the duration of this 16-17 campaign. And a shot blocked by Perone, by the way, as she'll take it and bring it back for the Dolphins. Kicks it back out to Mbesi. Mbesi looking across to DiMatro, goes inside to Perone, back outside to Jacqueline Callie, who nails the three-pointer.
So Callie hits the big three, Mike, and we should also mention for the Dolphins, Lena Batar is checked into the lineup, so 5 substitutes on the floor for CSI.
Perone with another rebound here for the Dolphins. Perone going back inside. She gets a hand of it, and she'll put it in for 2. And Perone, again, we talked about her, how she could dominate this league. I mean, this is a player who's had 12 defensive rebounds, which is third on the team. She's a good shooter inside, and she could be a monster in this Kuniak this season.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Mike, is John Jay forced to take a timeout as they've now fallen behind by 27 points. So, Mike, the Dolphins in the middle now of an unbelievable 28-2 run since 7 minutes were remaining here in the first quarter. So the Bloodhounds have just scored 2 points through 11 minutes of basketball.
And the only players who have scored have been Prince and Taylor. That is it for John Jay. They're only 3 out of 16 shooting in this ball game and 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. They're just having a tough time trying to avoid the turnovers and also the fouls. They've turned it over a number of times. I think last number I heard was 12. Dolphins have scored 19 points off of those turnovers, so they have dominated this game in every facet as they're on top 34-7 with 6:25 to go in this first half.
Yeah, Mike, they really have dominated. And, if you're the Bloodhounds here, you really need to find a way to try to stabilize this game a little bit. But it's just really hard to see where your answers are going to come from, Mike. They kind of needed to keep the air out of this ball and keep it a low-scoring game. And, they just haven't been able to do it. And, again, you look over at the stat sheet and you see 15 turnovers in less than 14 minutes of basketball. You just can't compete doing it.
So right now will be John Jay with possession here. Will be Sheila Ruiz to start things off here for John Jay, trying to get something going here for this offense, which has been stagnant all day. And it's going to be turned over again. This time by Prince, who gets the turnover back on her own right, but just dishes it up in midair, and it's taken away by Perone. And the Dolphins have possession again. And just careless play at times by John Jay with the basketball in that regard. Kick back outside to Pitar, takes the shot, no good. Rebound here by John Jay. And they will bring it back down court, this time with Prince. Prince back over to Ruiz. Working here against Mbesi. Prince going back across to the outside now. They go now to Taylor, though. Taylor goes back inside, this time to Nawaji. Takes the open shot, but a foul is called first. And looks like she will head to the line for some free throws here. And as Mike, you just illustrated earlier, this team has only scored 2 points since there were 7 minutes to go in an opening quarter. That is it.
Yeah, they've really struggled. They started to turn the ball over and just couldn't find a shot as they finally get on the board once again.
Nawaji with the free throw, her first of the day. Now it's 34-8. Nawaji has hit well from the free throw line. 12 out of 17 this year, 71%. And that will make it 1 out of 2 as that second one misses. 34-8 and a steal here by John Jay. Kicked it back out to Cassandra Taylor.
Nice play that time by Prince
to
hustle and get the basketball back for the Bloodhounds.
So Prince making some plays defensively to keep her team with some momentum, if you can say that, at this point in the game in the second quarter. But a turnover here by John Jay will go back towards the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's going to be the 18th turnover. And, we look out onto the floor for the Dolphins as Vagina Watson has checked into the game for the Dolphins as well. Dolphins are very young out on the floor right now. Nothing but freshmen and sophomores.
And Perone puts it up, misses the shot. No good. Rebound here for the Dolphins. And taking the shot and missing was number 42, Vasegia Watson. We haven't seen too much of Watson this year. But she had a nice job there in getting a rebound there. Just missed the shot. 4:45 to go and counting here in the second quarter. Cassandra Taylor back out to Prince. Now back to the top of the key in Ruiz. Ruiz working her way inside and goes back inside now to Nawaji, but has it stolen by Mbesi for the Dolphins. Now going back the other way. Transition time for the Dolphins. Mbesi working inside. Has to dish it off. Does, but a travel is called on the Dolphins, and it'll go back towards the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, Nicole took that extra step before dishing the ball off, so she gets called for the turnover. That's just going to be the fourth turnover for the Dolphins here this afternoon.
4:15 to go here in this opening first half. Dolphins all over John Jay, 34-8 thus far. Cassandra Taylor trying to kick it back across to Nawaji, but had initially stolen by Perone. And somehow Prince again gets in there, gets the ball back, works her way inside, puts up the points, and now the Bloodhounds are down 34-10.
Yeah, nice job once again by Prince. She leads the Bloodhounds with 5.
And Bessie now top of the key, working up against Prince. Kicks it back out towards Watson, inside to Perone. Perone jump shot, hits the glass, no good. Rebound here by Batar, but she'll draw the foul. Yeah, chance for 3 throws for the freshman.
Yeah, and, Batar, a freshman, as you mentioned, Mike, and, once again, a good opportunity for, some of these players that don't get a lot of playing time to come in, and really they're going to have an opportunity to play probably the whole second quarter here, Mike.
Lena Batar, far from home. She's from San Francisco, California. This is the first free throw. 0 for 1 so far today.
Yeah, and Chanel Alvarez will check into the game for Rosa Perone. So as we look out onto the floor, Mike, 4 freshmen and Nicole Mbesi, the sophomore for CSI.
Batar misses both free throws, but the Dolphins do get it back on the rebound. DeMontro now in. She'll dish it back off to Watson. We're kind of seeing the future of the Dolphins here in a lot of ways right now, Mike. Watson going back inside, kicks it back across to DeMontro. Now Mbesi with the long shot. In and out. Nope, goes back in. Started in, out, and then went back in for a long 2. It's 36-10.
Yeah, and Nicole's first points of the game. First points of the game for any player out on the floor for the Dolphins here tonight.
Ruiz back outside to Nicholson. Nicholson, a long 3, dribbles in and out. Trying to save it was Prince. She did a nice job. She kept the possession alive here for John Jay. Ruiz once again with possession. Thought about 3, kicks it back out to Taylor. Taylor working with the jump shot. Long distance and hits it for a long 2. It's now 36-12.
Nice hustle play by Prince to get the ball to Taylor. That leads to more John Jay points.
6 points now for Taylor. She leads the John Jay Bloodhounds in a travel called on the Dolphins and Chanel Alvarez. Alvarez, a freshman from the Bronx. As Daniel Nicholson will inbound here to Ruiz. And that will be bouncing off a Dolphin player. It will stay and should stay John Jay basketball. No, it will go to the Dolphins, I should say. My mistake. And Bessie back out to DeMontro, top of the key, working inside now. Goes back to Watson as they will just work around here with 25 on the shot clock. No rush at all here, especially with a 24-point lead.
Yeah, Mike, I think you're going to start seeing, if not now, early in the second half, the Dolphins running a lot of shot clock between shots.
Watson back outside to DeMontro, going inside this time to Batar. Puts up the awkward shot, but it went in, but a travel is called on the Dolphins, so the points will not count.
Yeah, a couple of consecutive turnovers by the freshmen, Batar and Alvarez. They have to just calm down a little bit, Mike. Let the game come to them. It's the same game they've been playing their whole life.
Right now, Ruiz bringing it down court here for John Jay. John Jay trying to get a little bit closer as they're down 24. Goes inside. The Taylor has it stolen away. Nice job by Batar to make the steal. Dishes it back outside to Mbesi. And she'll bring it down court for the Dolphins. Mbesi, the lone veteran out there on the floor right now, kicks it back out to Watson. Long distance shot. And she drains it for 3.
Yeah, Watson showing good range from the outside for the Dolphins to get the 3-point basket.
Nice transition here. Prince going back inside to Rosario, puts up the play, but a foul is called. And maybe the best play by the Bloodhounds all day today with Prince in transition, down the court with numbers.
Yeah, and that was, by the way, Mike, the first three-pointer in Vagina Watson's career for the Dolphins.
So we've had a few historic moments here. We've had Christina Passatoro getting to 1,000. We've had Vasagia Watson getting her first three. All in one game here for the CSI Dolphins. Offensive rebound here by John Jay. Prince initially rebounded it, now has her hands on the basketball, kicks it back out to Ruiz, back outside to Nicholson, inside down to Rosario, who loses the control of the handle. Back inside of the two, Cassandra Taylor puts it in for 2 points. It's 39-16. Nice job by John Jay on that possession.
Yeah, and another nice job by Prince keeping the ball alive, leading to a couple more John Jay points.
39-16. DeMontro back outside to Watson. And now DeMontro working inside. Goes back out to Alvarez, takes the long-distance shot, and it will be a long two as it rattled around and fell in.
Yeah, so we've watched a couple of these freshman players hit some outside shots and some good signs for the future for the Dolphins.
50 seconds and counting, folks, in this first half. All Dolphins today. All Dolphins every which way, for that matter, for CSI, as the shot is going to be waved off on the offensive charge here for John Jay.
Yeah, so another offensive foul here for John Jay, and yet another turnover as the turnover number continues to increase. I believe that's going to be 22 now for the Bloodhounds.
Actually, Bloodhounds will inbound here, so might have been a defensive foul on the Dolphins. Shot here by Nicholson, a long three-pointer. It was an awkward shot, hit the rim, no good. Nice job by Prince to rebound it and puts it in. One-handed layup, and it's 41-18. Prince has really dominated here for John Jay against the second team for the Dolphins with 7 points.
Yeah, and, she's come out, and, Mike, it's tough to play when you fall behind, and you fall behind early, and this is a team that's lost 4 games in a row, but you're seeing great senior leadership from Claire Prince coming out, playing hard. She's all over the stat line, 7 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist and a steal as well. So good job by the senior.
Colin Bessie working right now at top of the key here, near the top of the key for the Dolphins. 16 seconds, shot clock is off. The Dolphins will hold for the final shot here before halftime. Alvarez looking for Bitar, working inside, puts it up, and rattles in and out with 5 seconds to go. Last shot now, potentially here for Taylor. Takes the long three-pointer, no good, and that will do it here for the first half. Mike, 41-18, Dolphins in front of the Bloodhounds. Before we go to halftime, your thoughts?
Yeah, that was in a way a big shot by Taylor, Mike, because she could have brought the Bloodhounds to within 20, and I don't think it would have mattered, and I don't think the Bloodhounds really have enough scoring ability to come back in this game, but at least it would have brought them into halftime with a little bit of momentum. Dolphins, a 23-point lead, Mike. It was a 6-5 game. The Dolphins have blown it open since then, and they got to go into halftime feeling pretty good about themselves, outscoring John Jay 18-13 in that second quarter, despite really playing no starters throughout that second quarter.
Let's hit that music, folks, because we're going to go to halftime here. CSI Sports and Recreation Center, 41-18, Dolphins in front. You're listening to everything CSI Dolphins, CSIDolphins.com, CSI Sportsnet. Talk to you a little bit, folks.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably put the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up. Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
And we are back live from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center here on the campus of the College of Staten Island. It is CSI Dolphins women's basketball here this evening as the Dolphins with a 41-18 lead coming out of halftime as we begin the second half. Michael Cohen along with Mike Babusky as we are bringing you all the action here tonight. Remember, folks, we do have another game coming up here at 7:30. Our scheduled second game back into this doubleheader. Men's basketball between John Jay and CSI is coming up next. But first things first, a dominant first half by the Dolphins. They opened up 23-5 in the first quarter. And really, Mike, that set the tone for the first half.
Yeah, you know, Mike, it was a game that, John Jay really came in as a decided underdog in. And, we're going to need to be able to do several things to be able to stay in the game. Unfortunately for them, they were able to get the scores close as 6-5. At that point, Claire Prince picked up her second personal foul. She went to the bench for a while, and the Dolphins just broke this game absolutely wide open, Mike. They were able to outscore John Jay at the end of the quarter by a total of 17-5. They opened up the lead to as much as 34-7 in this game. And, again, if you're going to turn the ball over 21 times in a half of basketball, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay in the game. And the Dolphins were able to take advantage of that, and even bringing out their second team for the whole second quarter, able to outscore John Jay by another 5 points and lead pretty comfortably at the halftime by 23.
Yeah, the stats that jump out at me, you mentioned the turnovers, 21-6. 21 turnovers by John Jay. But how about this? Points off turnovers. Dolphins with 22 points off of those 21 turnovers. They've also had 8 second chance points and 15 from the bench. And how about this stat? They've shot better from long distance than they have overall in the field. 7 out of 13 have the Dolphins shot from long distance. That's 54%. 44% from the field. They have been absolutely dominant around the arc. They've been dominant inside the paint as well.
Yeah, it's been a good game for the Dolphins, a good bounce back, Mike, to get their conference schedule underway, as they have a pretty comfortable lead going to the third quarter here tonight. And, really a nice bounce back from a tough game against NYU, a game that I know that the coaches and players felt that they were going to be very strong in and compete in that game very well. And, unfortunately for CSI, we mentioned a little bit in the pregame show, it was a kind of worst-case scenario for the Dolphins right out of the bat in that game against NYU. But the Dolphins able to do a nice job putting that game behind them and coming out and playing well against a team that they should be able to dominate and have dominated through the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. The players that stand out for the first half for the Dolphins, Angelique Price got off to a fast start. She had 3 3-pointers in that first quarter. She has 12 points in the first half. Also, Samantha Fleckert has 5 points, 2 out of 6 shooting, and Christina Passaturo, she got 5 points, and she now has 1,000 points in her career as a Dolphin. As we said, the 19th player in history of the College of Staten Island to get to 1,000 points in her career. And those are the Dolphin standouts. For John Jay, Claire Prince probably had the best first half. She was all over the court, defensively and offensively, 6 rebounds, and 4 of them offensively and 7 points.
Yeah, Mike, and you mentioned Passatoro with her 1,000th point, and while we have a couple of seconds, maybe, we could take that time to talk about it. And, again, for a player to pick up 1,000 points, really just 5 games into her third season, and a third season where in her second season she was forced, due to an injury, to go move over to point guard, really says a lot about the value that Christina has had to this program. And, if the Dolphins are going to take that next step, and we've been talking about it here throughout this 2016-17 season, which is to advance into the finals of the CUNYAC tournament and hopefully win the CUNYAC conference, they're not going to do that without exceptional play from Christina Passatoro. So for her to pick up a 1,000th point here early in the season, something very positive for Christina and the Dolphins.
Absolutely, a really huge positive there as the Dolphins about to come on court, and one of their more recent teammates and now coach Victoria Gallinero having some final words for her players / old teammates right now as they take the floor for the beginning of this second half. As we begin here, as inbounding it will be John Jay, and it will be Prince to start it off against Cray. Dolphins bringing out most of their starting unit, all their starting unit for this second half as we begin.
Yeah, Mike, and it'll be interesting to see how long this starting 5 stays on the floor. If they get off to a fast start, it probably won't be that long.
And that, of course, is Cray, who's at the top of the key right now, passing off to Passaturo. Prince working inside, now back out to Passaturo with a 3-point shot and nails the 3. And that gives her 8 points, and that gives her now 1,003 points in her career.
Yeah, so Passatoro on her way to 1,500, Mike.
There you go. 44-18, Dolphins in front. Samantha Flecker as well as Niata Bracic also in for the Dolphins as the entire starting unit is in, and Flecker has that one bounce off her fingers as she tried to make a steal attempt. Instead, we'll go back towards John Jay. And it will be Dana Nicholson to inbound here for the Bloodhounds. Dolphins, very physical against this John Jay offense, and that's part of the reason why John Jay has been flustered offensively here today. Put up shot by Ruiz, no good. Rebound by the Dolphins. Passaturo going the other way. Kicks it out towards. Looked like it was Cray who tried to put it up, and no good rebound here by Prince. Prince now going the other way. She's got numbers here against Passaturo. Works inside, but no one was there except for Dolphin jerseys. Picked off initially by Cray, and then hands it back to Passaturo. She goes back the other way. Puts it up, rebound here by Rosario. So a couple of very aggressive fast break attempts here by both teams, and neither team able to cash in. Foul call.
Yeah, Passatoro's going to pick up the loose ball foul, Mike. That's going to be her first foul. And, you know, we've been very complimentary here today talking about Claire Prince for John Jay, but she has turned the ball over 7 times, so that's something that, you know, John Jay needs their point guard to be a little more careful with the basketball.
Ruiz getting tangled up with Passaturo in midcourt. And go ahead.
Sorry, Mike. Passatoro, who had no fouls in 10 minutes play in the first quarter, has picked up 2 here in the last 30 seconds or so.
And right now will be Prince working inside, loses the ball initially, gets it back, kicks it back out to Ruiz, puts up the shot inside, and it'll be rebounded, no good. This time rebound for the Dolphins. And for Samantha Flecker, works inside, crossing through the defenders and puts it in for 2 points. Samantha Flecker now with 7 points in the day. It's now 46-18.
Yeah, Flecker going coast to coast on that one, Mike.
Prince now back up to Taylor, top of the key. Taylor working around, trying to push her way against Angelique Price, but a foul called on Price. Third foul on the Dolphins here in this half. And or the third foul on Prince already today.
Yeah, you know, the Dolphins getting themselves in early foul trouble, Mike. And, you know, that was one of their problems in that NYU game as well, or in early foul trouble.
Yeah, Samantha Flecker with the rebound. Kicks it down court all the way to Christina Passaturo, who puts it in. There's the touchdown pass right there for the Dolphins. 48-16 they now lead it, or 48-18 I should say they now lead it.
Yeah, Passatore with 5 points here already in the third quarter.
Tipped away and picked off by Angelique Price. Dishes it out back to Price. Down court and she goes coast to coast for the points. And she's now counted for 7 points in this half. 12 points overall, 50-18, Dolphins in front.
Yeah, that's the kind of scoring ability that Christina has. 7 quick points in less than 3 minutes.
Rosario puts it up, rattles around, falls in for 2. Yeah, Bloodhounds finally at 20 points now. They're down 30 points. And another long pass down court, this time from Passatore to Price. Price, though, loses it, kicks it back out to Flecker. Very fortunate bounce for the Dolphins. Dolphins will reset now, 23 seconds on the shot.
Yeah, and now the Dolphins with an opportunity to start running a little bit of shot clock, Mike. And with a 30-point lead, I suspect you're going to see them start to get a little bit deeper in the shot clock, although that's not really the way they like to run their offense.
Flecker, a 3-point attempt, no good, and a rebound initially. It was a battle for the ball between Prince and Flecker herself. Prince gets banged up just a little bit, and she goes down to the floor.
Yeah, you know, it almost looked like Christina was throwing a cross body block on the play to bring her around the right side. But unfortunately, this is basketball, so she's going to get called for the personal foul.
That's now 4 personal fouls on the Dolphins here in this second half, to start the second half. Not even 4 minutes into this third quarter. Ruiz almost loses it in the backcourt. Gets the handle back and eventually gets it off to Cassandra Thompson, does the Bloodhounds as she puts it up. And a charge called blocking foul on the Dolphins, and Bloodhounds will go to the line more than likely.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a foul on Victoria Cray, and with the Dolphins at 5 free throws, Mike, the Bloodhounds will be in the bonus the rest of the way, so it will be Taylor getting to go to the free throw line here to shoot 2.
Cassandra Taylor. And this will be her first free-throw attempt of the afternoon so far, and that's her first one she misses.
Yeah, and she's an excellent free throw shooter, Mike, coming in at 81% on the year.
0 for 1 so far, though. 6:16 to go. The shot is up, and it's good. She's 1 for 2. It's now 50-21. Samantha Flecker will take the inbounds, kicks it down court to Price, puts it up, And she'll draw the foul.
Yeah, Mike. Sorry, Mike.
So it's trading fouls here by both teams as Price will go to the line to shoot.
And, Mike, the Dolphins have outscored the Bloodhounds here 9-3 here in the first 4 minutes or so in the third quarter. So Dolphins came in with a nice lead and have built on it to start the third.
Angelique Price was 1 for 2 so far today from the free throw line, now 1 for 3.
Yeah, and Angelique also a good free throw shooter, Mike. She came in shooting 73%, but as you mentioned, just 1 of 3 here tonight.
Try and take the lead in points today, and she does with that free throw. She now has 13 to lead the team. 51-21 Dolphins again up by 30, and Price nearly stole that one, but eventually, the Dolphins still end up stealing it, but it bounces away from Flecker back into the hands of Nawaji, and stoppage will be called.
Yeah, Mike, they didn't reset the shot clock, or the shot clock kept running. Now, I'm not sure Price had the possession of the basketball, but the officials are going to rule that she is, so the shot clock will go from 22 back up to 27.
So Dana Nicholson will inbound here to Shayla Ruiz. Ruiz double covered here by Cray and also Price. Heavily covered, though, by Cray. Has this one stolen. Passaturo going coast to coast, puts it up and in. 53-21 Dolphins, and that's now 14 points for Passaturo, who has now had 9 here in the second half. Thompson throwing it across court back to Nicholson. Long three-point shot, no good. Rebound by Cray, and the Dolphins foul called on John Jay, and the Dolphins will keep possession. That's now the second foul on Bloodhounds in this half. The first one of the second half on Nawaji.
Yeah, Bloodhounds struggling a little bit here in the third quarter with their shooting, Mike. Just 1 of 5.
Price, three-point shot, and hits it too. Why not? Angelique Price has been red hot from the corner all day today. That's now 4 3-pointers. She has now 16 as she and Passaturo going back and forth for the team lead in points today. And this one stolen by Flecker. She's going down court and has it stripped away by Price at the last second.
Nice bit of hustle once again by Price. Mike, the Bloodhounds in a game that they're hopelessly behind in, but yet they're coming out and playing hard, and you always like to see that.
Absolutely, and a great play there by Price. She's really set the tone for the John Jay so far this evening. However, her team is down 35 points, 56-21. Cray right now working near midcourt, now making her way towards the top of the key. Passing it off to Passaturo, now gets it back. Three-point shot and another three-pointer for the Dolphins. This time it's Victoria Cray, and the Dolphins now 59-21.
So Craig gets her first three-pointer of the afternoon, Mike, as the Dolphins continue to open up their lead.
Raining threes for the Dolphins, 10 out of 17. In this first half, in this game. 3 out of 4 in the second half. Nicole and Bessie checks in for the Dolphins.
Another 7 turnovers for the Bloodhounds, Mike, here in the third quarter.
Wow. And that is now 28 for the game. It's hard to turn it over 28 times in a basketball game. It really is. Right now, a long three-point shot here for Flecker. Bounces off the rim, recovered here quickly by the Dolphins. The Dolphins right now, Mike, are just too fast for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, the Dolphins really imposing their will on John Jay and, doing a good job here with their starters out on the floor for the third quarter.
Flecker puts it up, and no good. It'll be a turnover back the other way, back towards John Jay. So 4 minutes to go, 59-21. Dolphins in front, and John Jay once again will inbound, this time with Claire Prince.
And the first substitute for the Dolphins will be Nicole and Bessie here in the third quarter.
And Bessie coming in for Price, who sits with 16 points today. Ruiz goes back outside to Kohler. Kohler working inside against Passaturo, puts it up, an awkward shot. Nawaji puts it up, though, on the rebound and puts it in for 2 for the Bloodhounds.
Nice play by Nawaji. She picks up her second basket on her third rebound.
Cray back outside to Passaturo. Passaturo will organize the offense here from the point. 18 seconds and counting on the shot clock. Working against Cassandra Taylor. Now dishes it back out to Cray, who had a three-pointer about 2 minutes ago. Back out to Mbesi, top of the key. Now inside, Passatura working inside and puts it up no good. Rebound here by Prince and a foul called. Looks like the foul is going to be on CSI. And it is. It's going to be on Flecker, her second.
Yeah, and with the Dolphins over the limit, that's going to lead to Bloodhound free throws as Pasatoro had a golden opportunity, Mike, to get into double digits this quarter. Just couldn't hit the reverse layup.
Even the Dolphin mascot didn't like that call. Claire Prince of the three throws, misses the first one.
She's now 1 of 3 from the line here this afternoon. The Bloodhounds just 3 of 9 overall from the free throw line.
And she will hit the second back end of the 1-for-1. 59-24 now. Flecker back outside to Mbesi. Mbesi working her way inside, now dishes it back out to Pasaturo for 3 points. And there, like, she is now in double digits for the quarter.
Yeah, you know, she started out a little slow here this afternoon, but since picking up her 1,000th point, she's added another 10, and the Dolphins have blown this one wide open.
Big day for Christina Pasaturo, both historically and also literally in this ballgame, 17 points. And a turnover back towards the Dolphins. Cray quickly down court to Pasaturo, has numbers, works inside, puts it up, but draws the foul. And imagine she will go to the line here to shoot a pair. Dolphins up potentially here with a chance to go up by 40. Right now they're up by 38, 62-24. Mike, it's become a dominant effort as the Dolphins just really, really quick offensively, and John Jay having a very hard time keeping up.
Yeah, as Pasatoro misses her first free throw of the afternoon here for the Dolphins. And, you know, Dolphins playing very well, but once again, Mike, a little bit of a struggle from the free throw line here for the Dolphins this afternoon, 5 of 13.
That is true. That has been one problem for them today. And even in the game against NYU, that was a bit of a problem. They missed a number of free throws in key spots.
Yeah, Dolphins coming into the game shooting just 58% from the line as Pasatoro misses a pair, but the Dolphins grab the offensive rebound.
Pasaturo trying to get the ball, but it's stolen away by Prince. Prince going coast to coast, trying to put up the points she does, but it goes rims in and out. Rebound here by Kohler. John Jay keeping possession. They'll work it around court. Cassandra Taylor, the leading scorer of this team on the season, misses the shot. Prince, though, steals the rebound from Perrone. Puts up another shot. And the Dolphins trying to keep possession here, but a jump ball called. And you got to compliment John Jay's aggression on that possession there. They're not giving up at all against the Dolphins as they're down 38 points.
Yeah, you know, first Prince was able to rip the ball out of Perrone's hands, and then they continued fighting for the basketball. Were able to draw the jump ball, but the possession arrow goes to the Dolphins.
2 minutes to go now here in this third quarter. Dolphins have outscored John Jay 21-6 here in this third quarter. Most of those points belong to Christina Pasaturo, who is checked out of this game right now. She's taking a seat. Perrone goes inside here to Flecker. Flecker with the shot and hits the jump shot. That's now 9 points here for Flecker tonight. 64-24, Dolphins up by the big 4-0. Yeah, the travel call here going back the other way. Dolphins will get possession again. And Perrone's checked in, Callie's checked in. DeMontro's checked in. Those are the substitutions made here by the Dolphins tonight in this third quarter.
Yeah, so 4 substitutes on the floor along with Samantha Flecker. Fletcher, as you mentioned, has 9 points, Mike. Also 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. So good all-around effort by Flecker.
And Perrone trying to go with the bump against Rosario does not work as she misses the shot. John Jay gets possession again. They work inside of Rosario, and she'll get the ball anyway after the fumble by the Dolphins, puts it up for points, and she did draw a foul. She'll go to the line.
Yeah, and Rosario has played pretty well here in the second half, Mike, for the Bloodhounds, as she will get to go to the free throw line with an opportunity for John Jay's first three-point play of the afternoon.
Already that's 2 fouls on Rosa Perrone here in the third quarter. And Dolphins right now put the Bloodhounds here in the bonus as they're over on the fouls. Well over. 64-26. Dolphins in front. And Rosario will nail her first free throw. She's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe today. 64-27. Callie in the corner thought about going for the three. Instead thought better of it. Passes it off to Mbesi. Mbesi working inside against Nicholson, and the foul is drawn.
Yeah, and that'll be a foul on the Bloodhounds, Mike, and that'll be their fourth. So the Dolphins will get to inbound just under a minute remaining, and they'll get a fresh 30-second shot clock.
Now I expect the Dolphins to try to run these 30 seconds off the clock if they can, unless they get an open look here. Perrone tries to get the open look, and she does. She puts it in for 2. It's now 66-27.
Yeah, Rosa forced her way inside, gets her 4th point of the game.
Taylor giving an outside shot for Rosario, and she nails it. It is a long 2. Not a three-pointer, but it was a long jump shot in the corner. 30 seconds now, and Bessie controlling the offense here. 22 on the shot clock, so the shot clock still a factor here in the final 25 seconds. Unless the Dolphins get an offensive rebound here. Bitar now in. She spins, takes the shot. No good rebound here for John Jay. Now the shot clock is off with 14 seconds in the third quarter. Kohler going right inside of the Dolphins, bumping off Bitar. Takes her own rebound, now passes it off outside, and a shot here for Rosario. Jump shot, no good. And at the end of 3 quarters, the Dolphins' domination continues. They lead it now 66-29. Mike, your quick thoughts before we take a quick break.
Yeah, Mike, the Dolphins able to outscore John Jay 25-11 in that quarter. They came in, they were leading by 23. They now have broken this game wide open and expect to see a lot of substitutes on the Dolphins on the floor here in the fourth quarter.
We'll take a quick break right here in your home for everything CSI Dolphins. CSIDolphins.com, CSI Sportsnet. We're back after this.
One-on-One is an independently owned and operated physical therapy center since 1999.
One-on-One has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-One has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of One-on-One is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-One physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
And we are back, folks. Live in color here from the Sports and Recreation Center here on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Dolphins will inbound here with Nicole Mbesi.
Dolphins will come out on the floor with the same 5 that finished the third quarter.
And then Bessie to DeMontro. Also got Callie out there and Bitar as well as Perrone. So those are the starters out there on the floor here to start this fourth quarter. DeMontro working out inside now to Perrone. Long jump shot, misses. Rebound here for John Jay, and that is Christina Ramos, who we have not talked about too much today. This is the first time we have seen her in action. And really for the Dolphins, this is going to be about just trying to get some of the young guys, kind of what we saw in the second quarter, Mike, get some of the young players some experience, get to them, let them get some shots down, as that shot's going to miss. Rebound here by rebound by the Dolphins, but a foul called first, away from the hoop.
Yeah, and that's going to actually be a loose ball foul on the Dolphins. I thought that was a little bit of a tough call there on the Dolphins, but they will pick up the foul.
That's the third one on Perrone already. So Tim Shanahan may have to think about making a substitution with one of his bigger defensive players.
You know, Mike, we should mention that the women's team will be back in action against York College on the road this Saturday afternoon as the Dolphins will play their first road conference game, both the men and the women. It'll start with the women's game out in Queens this Saturday afternoon.
And as we said, this is the beginning of conference play here for the Dolphins. As you just mentioned, they will play York College up next. And the next home game here for the Dolphins for the women is going to be on December the 6th. They will play against CCNY. And then they'll hit the road for a few games against Lehman, and then eventually they'll play Keystone and William Patterson. Those two are non-conference, obviously, but 3 conference games come up quickly here in the first couple weeks of the month of December.
Yeah, Mike, and of course the Dolphins will be a strong favorite in that game against York, but really looking forward to seeing the Lehman College game as the Dolphins will get an opportunity to face the CUNYAC champions.
And last year, if you remember, Dolphins fell short to Brooklyn in that semifinal, and eventually Lehman ended up beating Brooklyn in the final.
Yeah, the Dolphins have made the finals, the semifinals, all 4 years of Tim Shanahan's coaching career. Brooklyn College has defeated them in the semifinals 3 years. The other year they lost to Hunter College in the semifinals.
So a foul is called here inside on John Jay, and that is going to be on Prince. That's her third. And Dolphins will get an opportunity to go to the line here with Bitar. Dolphins on top by 35 points right now, 66-31.
Yeah, really just an opportunity here, Mike, in the fourth quarter for the Dolphins to look at the sets they want, look at the players they want, and really, just try to have a good final 10 minutes of basketball, leave the floor feeling good about yourselves, and getting ready for Saturday afternoon.
Bitar 0 for 3, now 1 for 4 from the free throw line this afternoon, late afternoon, 67-31 now. As Ruiz will bring it down court here for John Jay. Looking inside, now goes outside to Cassandra Taylor. Taylor kicks it back outside to Ruiz. They still want to go inside here to Rosario. She finally breaks containment from Perone. Go inside it to Taylor. Awkward jump shot, but she makes it. And it's now 67-33.
Yeah, Cassandra Taylor having a pretty good game here for the Bloodhounds. Now has 11.
Nicole and Bessie right now will work here for the Dolphins. Working back outside now, this time to DeMontro. DeMontro up against Taylor, now double covered, kicks it back inside to Perone, has a bounce off the hands of Taylor. Callie, long three, it's going to be no good. And it'll be Kohler who picks it up on the miss. And right now, numbers here for John Jay. Taylor, though, misses what should have been an easy layup. And this is stolen by Perone on the Dolphins. 7:43 to go. Dolphins slow things down. Perone hits the floor hard, but gets up, no foul called. DeMontro with a long jump shot, no good. Battle for the ball. Perone can't get there in time as Kohler picks it up. Kohler working 1 against 2. Dishes it off to Prince, but a foul or a stoppage will be called away from the ball. Timeout is called, excuse me. So we'll keep it here, Mike, with 7:28 to go here in this fourth quarter. We have a big game coming up next for all our viewers on CSI Sportsnet, and we're looking forward to this game. That is the men's game against John Jay. John Jay on the men's side is 0-4. The men are 1-3. This is a big game for CSI, really a big game for both teams.
Yeah, Mike, it really is, an opportunity for the men to get in their first conference action of the year. Yes, they're coming in with a record of 1-3, but they played some very stiff competition here early in this 2016 season. They first went down to Salisbury to play in Frederick, Maryland. They dropped a tough game to Salisbury, a game that they led in halftime before dropping a real heartbreaker against Cabrini. They blew out Yeshiva University here in their home opener before dropping a very tough game to a very good New Jersey City University team. Really looking forward to seeing the men here, Mike, in about 45 minutes, an hour or so.
And we will have you right here on CSI Sportsnet, so don't go anywhere. Keep us tuned in as we got more basketball coming your way here on this cold, rainy, gray Tuesday night here in the New York tri-state area.
Yeah, and Mike, you get into these conference games really quick, and the Dolphins will have 4 conference games coming up over the next several days. The men will have a break in the conference schedule. They will play at Stevens this Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
Right now will be Watson, who had a big three-pointer in the second quarter, her first of her career. Working top of the key, dishes off to Callie, works inside to Perone, takes the shot, no good, and rebounded by Nawaji for John Jay. 6:45 to go. Dolphins will improve after this one to 3-2 overall, 1-0, more importantly, in conference. And we talked about that schedule, a very interesting one where Hunter was playing Brooklyn later tonight as well in the women's basketball. Everyone in conference in action today. And another foul called inside the paint. And this one, I would imagine, would be on the Dolphins, it looks like. It looks like it's on Callie, who's not too crazy about the call. And she felt that she was roughed up a little bit too much by Prince, but the defensive charge is called instead. Actually, they're going to call a foul on DeMontro instead. So 3 throws here for Prince. She hits the first. 67-34. Now Prince with 9 points today. She and Cassandra Taylor have been the offense here for the Bloodhounds. Rebound by Nawaji, loses possession, back out to Prince, puts it up and in, and also drew a foul, and she'll go back to the line again.
Yeah, so, the outcome of the game really no longer in doubt, but if you're the Dolphins, you want to continue to play strongly, Mike, here in the fourth quarter. John Jay actually outscoring the Dolphins here in the fourth so far, now 8-1.
Now 12 points for Taylor today as that now leads the team. Perone will inbound for the Dolphins. DeMontro back over to Callie. Callie kicks it back across here to DeMontro outside on the top of the key. Gets it through the hands of Ruiz somehow. Back to Perone, and DeMontro still possession here. As we talked about before, Mike, Dolphins just working this shot clock, trying to get it down as much as they can. Now under 6 minutes to go in this ball game. Watson gets hit hard, and that will draw the defensive foul on Prince.
Yeah, and that's going to be the fourth foul for Prince, Mike. So she's now 1 away from fouling out of the game here this afternoon. But got to give the Bloodhounds a little bit of credit here. They're outscoring the Dolphins 8-1 in the fourth. Of course, it won't make a difference in the outcome of the game. But, if you're the John Jay Bloodhounds and head coach Linda Day, you have to like the way that your team has continued to play hard despite being out of the game here in the fourth quarter.
5:48 to go, 67-37 Dolphins in front. They've led by as many as 40 points in this game. They've done it a couple of times here today. As loose ball, and that will be a turnover back towards John Jay. But I saw you were trying to look up the Brooklyn Hunter game. If you found anything, nothing yet?
No, they just have it on audio, Mike, so we're not going to be able to listen to it during the middle. But we will get scores for you in between games.
Approaching 5 minutes to go in this one, folks. Cassandra Taylor, long jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Nawaji. And she puts it up, will draw the foul.
Yeah, and the official is signaling to keep it right here, and that's going to be a foul. It's going to be on Jackie Callie, who's going to pick up her first and the team's fourth. So the Bloodhounds will get to inbound, 5:20 remaining in the game.
So if you're joining us late and you're seeing the score and saying, man, the Dolphins are up 30 points, what happened? Well, the starters for this group, as that goes in for Nawaji, that's now 67-39. Christina Pasaturo had a big day, 7 of 12 shooting. She had 17 points, a huge third quarter. She got to 1,000 points in her career back in the second quarter on a three-point shot, and she led the way for the Dolphins. Angelique Price had 4 3-pointers today. She had 16. A very good day for Samantha Flecker, both in rebounds and in points today and in assists. And really everybody that needed to play well on the regular lineup played well and played fantastic for the Dolphins today.
Yeah, Mike, the Dolphins only turning the ball over here 9 times so far this afternoon with just under half of the fourth quarter remaining.
Meanwhile, speaking of turnovers, John Jay turned it over 31 times and counting in this ball game. And I said to you in the third quarter, it's hard to turn it over 28 times at that point. They've now turned it over 31 times, and the Dolphins have taken advantage, points off turnovers. Dolphins leading that 32-4, and that's basically the difference in this game right now.
Yeah, again, Mike, it's very tough to compete when you're turning the ball over. Bloodhounds with 21 first-half turnovers really made it almost impossible for them to stay in the game.
Vicenzia Watson dishes it back off, this time to Nicole and Bessie, goes back inside to Rosa Perone. And Perone puts up the layup and in, and that gives Perone now 6 points today for CSI.
Yeah, Rosa 3 of 9 shooting, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists.
Dolphins on top by a score of 69-39. Ruiz works inside, tries to dish it off. She does to Taylor, who loses possession. picked up by Jacqueline Callie. Picks and just hands it off to Nicole and Bessie, who will set the offense here with 23 on the shot clock, and I'm sure every ounce of these 20 seconds will be run off the clock here for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and Mike, you got to like the way the Dolphins came out and played. They dominated, and at the same time, we were able to get a lot of their young players out on the floor for a lot of minutes.
And Chanel Alvarez gets a couple of points. She now has 4 points today. And that's really what you really got to like if you're the Dolphins and if you're Tim Shanahan and this coaching staff, is that a lot of these young players like Bitar and Alvarez and Watson all getting opportunities to play, and they've hit shots here today for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and you're going to need that throughout the course of the year, Mike. You never know what's going to happen from game to game, and there's only one way for these players to get experience, and that's to get into the game and play. And with all these freshmen and sophomore players, just the opportunity to get out on the floor and compete against other Division III basketball players is a big thing here for the Dolphins just 5 games into the season.
And that was a filthy 3 there by Jacqueline Callie, as she now makes it 74-42. For Callie, that is now a couple of three-pointers for her today. Nisha now 7 points. Long three-point shot for John Jay, no good. Callie with the rebound. And with almost 2.5 minutes to go, it's just garbage time in a lot of ways for the Dolphins. And that's just a, jump shot there by Nicole and Bessie, and she puts it in.
Yeah, so Nicole with her second basket. She has 4, under 2:30 remaining. But first we're going to have a 30-second timeout, Mike, taken by the Bloodhounds.
And the Dolphins well on their way to their first conference win of the year. That's the most important thing for the Dolphins. We talked about this against this conference, which is very, very – we take a look at the standings so far this year, and I know it's just a start. You're talking about teams like Brooklyn. You're talking about teams like Hunter College. These are teams that, for the Dolphins, you're looking to try to catch in the conference standings, and getting started on a 1-0 foot is exactly what the Dolphins need.
Yeah, Mike, in this CUNYAC conference, it's almost been a tale of 2 separate divisions. At the top, you have Lehman College, Brooklyn College, Hunter College, the College of Staten Island, 4 teams that, really have come out and have played very well over the last year or so. And then you have a rebuilding Baruch College team, a team that really won multiple consecutive championships before really dropping off last year. And for John Jay, York, and Medgar Evers, some work to do in those programs. But if this conference is ever going to get strong, Mike, the conference needs John Jay, York, and Medgar Evers to be better basketball teams.
Absolutely true, and that's going to be a long three-pointer for the Bloodhounds. And that point will go towards Nicholson. She'll get her first 3 of the day. She now has 6 points on the night. 2 minutes to go now. Dolphins up by 31 points, but you're absolutely right. Some of these teams that have struggled here and are winless so far this season really need to start playing some good basketball, and that can really strengthen this entire conference out big time. 78-45 now. More points for CSI. Prince working inside, draws the foul. As we're now under 2 minutes now at 139. And you take a look at the box score in this game, and you see the Dolphins have outscored John Jay virtually in every quarter except for this one, where John Jay has outscored the Dolphins 16-12, but by that point the game has pretty much been well decided.
Yeah, the game well in hand, Mike, as Prince hits her first free throw. She's now 5 of 8 from the line, and she has 13 points, 11 rebounds, and an assist for the Bloodhounds.
If there's one criticism, and look, in a game where the Dolphins win by, right at this moment, 31 points, it's hard to find things to criticize, but I think Tim Shanahan will probably look at the free throws and say 37% is not going to get it done against some of the top competition.
Yeah, that's the thing, Mike. In a game like this, your free throw shooting really isn't going to matter. But when you get late into tough games in the conference schedule, you want to be able to count on your players to hit the free throws. So I'm sure that's something that head coach Tim Shanahan is well aware of and will be working on.
Brown puts in the 2 and makes it 8 points for her. It's now 80-47. Dolphins out in front. Dolphins with their most points they have scored in a game this season already, with those 80 points, as Perone picks up the rebound on the miss. 50 seconds to go and counting. Dolphins looking to get to 1-0 in conference in the Kuniak. Well on their way. Well on their way to 3-2 overall in the year. Foul called, and Dolphins will keep possession here as Mbesi will inbound it. Men's basketball coming up in just a few moments, folks. About, I would say, 25 minutes to about a half hour from now. And we'll see how the men can do if they can get themselves back on the right track. Right now coming in at 1-3 overall in the year, and this will be their first conference game when they take on John Jay as well.
Yeah, looking forward to that game. Heard some good things about a John Jay team that's lost their first 4 non-conference games, so it'll be interesting to watch.
Nice jump shot there. And that will be for Alvarez as she gets now 8 points on the day. Good job by her.
Yeah, nice job for the freshman coming off the bench. She's got 8.
24 seconds and counting. Shot clock still a factor, though. Nice block, though, by Alvarez. And that's going to be an exclamation point on her day. Shot clock is off. Dolphins will run it out. John Jay, though, still pressing here in their coverage defensively, but the Dolphins are now 3-2 officially and 1-0 in conference. A great performance by the Dolphins, led by Christina Passatoro and Angelique Price in the shooting department, as both scored 17 and 16 respectively. And the Dolphins blow out John Jay 82-47 to get their first conference win of the year. Big win for CSI, Mike.
Yeah, you know, Mike, it is a big win. The Dolphins did come in as a heavy favorite in this game, and you expected them to play well and emerge victorious. But it's always nice to get that first conference win under your belt, Mike. It's a nice start for the Dolphins. They'll have off until this Saturday afternoon. They'll go in and they'll play York College, going in as a pretty strong favorite, though. We have heard some good things about the York College program, maybe turning things around. So big game for the Dolphins and an opportunity, Mike, to talk to the 1,000-point scorer in Christina Passatoro.
And that we will. Christina Passatoro now joins us here on CSI Sportsnet, your home for everything CSI Dolphins. Christina, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I imagine so. Big day for you today. You scored 17 points. You also scored 5 points in that first half to start things off. You get to 1,000 points in your career. First of all, what does that mean for you to get to 1,000 points?
It's nice, but the main goal is always a CUNY championship, so it's a nice accomplishment on the road to that, but my eyes are set on a championship.
You guys dominated this game from the start. You jump out to a 23-5 lead. You were very aggressive offensively. What is really the strategy, especially coming off a tough loss on Saturday to NYU?
Just come out and play our game, no matter who we're playing. Push the ball, run, do what coach tells us. And we were hitting shots tonight opposed to the other night, so that definitely helped us a lot.
Mm-hmm. You guys were 12 out of 21 from long distance from 3. What was that? What was going on today with the 3-point shots today?
I mean, some nights you just catch fire. Tonight was our night. Hopefully it continues throughout the season, but we definitely had some help tonight.
Now, of course, this was a Kuniak matchup. You guys are now 1-0 in the Kuniak. How important are these games, especially, it doesn't matter who the opponent is, in the Kuniak to get off to this kind of start?
Oh, it's great. Every CUNY game is important. Every single one counts just as much. So as many as we could win, we want to win the regular season title and eventually get the first seed going into the playoffs.
Well, congratulations on your feat today. You did a tremendous performance, 17 points. And the Dolphins get the win. Christina Passatoro joining us live here on CSI Sportsnet.
Thank you.
So, Mike, we'll joining you back with us right now as your final thoughts here as the Dolphins get the job done.
Yeah, a great day for Christina Passatoro and the Dolphins. And, she's been such a quality player for the Dolphins really since the first time that she stepped out on the floor. It was great to see her pick up a 1,000th point here this afternoon, and great to see the Dolphins pick up the big win.
Dolphins win. Final score again is 82-47. It's 7:05. We'll take a break. We'll come back in about a half hour or so, and we'll get you ready for men's basketball. CSI and John Jay. Thanks for joining us, folks. Michael Cohen and Mike Babuski. We'll talk to you a little bit later.